Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and if you're new here, remember to subscribe and to give this video a thumb up. This week I've been living in Switzerland for officially 8 years. On the 20th of April 2013, I left my hometown in Italy with a big luggage and a backpack, and I decided to come here to Switzerland to learn German. The plan was just to learn German 3 to 4 months and then go back to Italy and look for a job there, but I soon realized that 3 months were not enough to learn German, so I decided that I wanted to stay here and study German a little bit longer. But in order to stay here I needed a permit. In order to have a permit I needed a job, and after having a job I wanted a better job. Then I wanted an apartment all by myself, so there is not really a point where I decided to just remain in Switzerland. Things just happened and now I'm here since 8 years. My relationship with Switzerland in the past 8 years have been a love-hate relationship for certain aspects. I think at the beginning I loved being in a foreign country. Everything for me was new, was beautiful. With the passing of the time I realized certain cultural differences which I was really having difficulties to accept. And I think 2019 was the year in which I absolutely was not happy with staying in Switzerland. I was really not happy with my personal situation, with what was going on in my life. So all these difficulties that I was encountering with living in a country which was so culturally different than my hometown was giving me a very hard time. That's why I decided to move to Norway in 2020. Of course, the pandemic came and I decided to stay here in Switzerland because it was the right choice after this whole mess with this pandemic. Right now I think I'm at peace with Switzerland. I mean, our relationship is getting better again and I'm actually rediscovering myself. So today I want to tell you what are the 8 things that I have learned in 8 years in Switzerland. The first thing that I learned is that Swiss German is nothing like German. I wanted to learn German. I have some family members here and I said you can come and live at our place while you do these German classes for 2 to 3 months, because in Switzerland they speak German. Well, not really. In Switzerland they speak Swiss German, and if you want to learn German in Switzerland this is not going to be easy. It's basically like learning Spanish in Italy. They are two very similar languages, but it doesn't mean that because you can speak German then you can understand perfectly Swiss German. Definitely Swiss German is nothing like German. The second thing that I learned is that you have to work very hard in Switzerland. If you are a foreigner in general, you have to work harder than anyone else. Also, Switzerland is in general a country where you have to work a lot. People do work a lot and overtime here is pretty normal, if not expected in some company. I know a lot of people that work a lot more than 8-9 hours a day. It's quite normal here to work a lot and work very hard. The third thing that I learned is that Switzerland offers you endless possibilities. I arrived in Switzerland with a foreign language degree. I didn't have any working experience. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I knew that I wanted to work with import-export, and where I live in Italy there is a lot of import-export with Germany. That's why I wanted to learn German. But at the end of the day I realized that if you work very hard, it doesn't matter what kind of experience you have, you really have endless possibilities in Switzerland. You can do courses or you can start a career path. You can really choose between a lot of paths, or you can really do whatever you want in Switzerland. The fourth thing that I learned is that in Switzerland everything is expensive, but you really can live with not much. Let me explain explain. When I realized I needed more time to learn German, I wanted to find a small job that I could do while going to German classes. I started at McDonald's. It was an easy job for me, like 3-4 hours a day to earn some money to then do more German classes. I really was not earning a lot of money. I was earning probably 2,500 Swiss francs a month. If you have seen my videos about Swiss salaries, it's really not much. I was living in a one-room apartment full of mold basically, but I was one of the happiest person ever. I was always out with my friends and we were having a lot of fun doing stuff for free. If you want to hang out by the river, you don't need to spend any money and the atmosphere is beautiful. You don't have to go out to eat. You can cook something at home. You don't need to go and buy fancy drinks. You can buy a beer at the supermarket and drink it at the river. We were really having a lot of fun. So yes, Switzerland is expensive, but if you pay attention, you really don't need a lot of money to live in Switzerland. The fifth thing that I learned is that in Switzerland you can meet people from all over the world. I've never met so many people from so many countries before, and they are all amazing people with an amazing history, and that is one of the reasons why I love to live here, especially in Basel, because there are a lot of international companies, big companies that require a lot of skilled people from all over the world. And really, I've met so many friends from all over the world. I've learned so many things about different cultures, different countries. I absolutely love it. The sixth thing that I've learned is that people come and goes in Switzerland. What do I mean by that? There are a lot of international companies here which requires skilled people from all over the world, but the problem is that these people are normally here on an assignment, which means that are here for a limited amount of time. It can be 6 months, 2 years, 5 years. It depends from the company, from the role. I have met so many good friends that have then left after a while, and believe me, this is very sad, very earthbreaking, because you meet these wonderful people and you become close friends and everything is going well, you are having fun, and at one point they have to leave. And this is one thing that I don't like about Switzerland. Every time I make great friends, then these people leave. It happened to me quite a few times, especially because I met a lot of people during German classes. So of course are people that are here for work, and so they leave after a while. But yeah, this is one of the things that is very hard in Switzerland, making friends. And once you have made great friends, then they just leave. The seventh thing that I have learned is that I will always feel a foreigner. In order to explain that, I want to read a couple of sentences from this book, Swiss Life, 30 Things I Wish I'd Known, by Chantal Panozzo. Expatriate is someone living in a foreign land. The dictionary fails to mention that after a few years abroad, an expatriate is described as a person who lives somewhere between two foreign lands, one of these foreign lands being their home country. When I was in Switzerland, I felt foreign because I was foreign, but when I went home, it felt foreign too. I was American, but I wasn't. I wasn't Swiss, but I was. Expats are possibly the most confused people on earth, and I had permanently become one of them, floating somewhere between who I used to be and who I had become. This is so true. Like, I am Italian, but when I go back to Italy, I don't feel 100% Italian, and then when I'm here, I don't feel Swiss, but I do feel that I am at home. In Italy, I kind of feel more Swiss, and here I kind of feel more Italian, and you will always feel a foreigner. You will spend your whole life feeling a foreigner everywhere. The eighth thing that I've learned in Switzerland, and this is something that I've learned this year, is that Switzerland has always something to offer you. You can always reinvent yourself in Switzerland. In the past few years of me living in Switzerland, I was pursuing a type of career, and at one point I was not happy with that anymore. I was not happy with Switzerland. I thought I had enough in Switzerland. I've seen everything, I've experienced everything. I want something new. At the end, I decided to remain here, and I am discovering every day something new about Switzerland. I decided, okay, let me change my career path. I wanted to go in this direction. What do I need to do to go in this direction? And it's actually possible. The thing that is crazy about Switzerland is Switzerland allows you to do whatever you want to do. Whatever your dream is in Switzerland, you can really pursue that. Of course, one of my dreams now is to grow my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do it. I really hoped you liked this video. I think it's very funny to see how my life has changed in Switzerland in these past 8 years. I have the feeling really every year has been different from all the others, and every year has taught me something. Let me know what are the things that Switzerland has taught you, and don't forget to give this video a thumb up. See you next time. Bye!